Good afternoon, my geometry friends. I'm going to film a video about Circumcenter. I hope I'm not a floating head on your screen. I can see that this was perhaps not the best color choice against the back wall that I'm using, but we're going to do the best we can. So I do want you to go to GeoGeBra.org. Remember that we usually come into this screen. Now, some of you are going to have a blank screen. I'm actually going to, so that we all have the same picture, I'm going to go to Show Axis, and I'm also going to go to Show Grid and pick major and minor grid lines. So that's what I'm going to do first. And go to that center thing with the circle and the triangle. You might have to go down and click more so you have all your tools. I have less because I have all of them showing. And I'm going to plot a point at 0, 0. I'm going to plot another one at like 5, 0. And I'm going to plot another one at like 4, 4. Okay. And then, so 0, 0, 5, 0, and 4, 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide the axis and hide the grid. That way we're all starting with the same thing. So that's something you might want to do just to do this particular activity. Okay, and I'm actually going to connect these lines as well. So I'm going to go down to where it's a line segment, and I'm just going to pick the points A, B. I'm going to pick the points, B to C, and also connect the points A to B. Okay, so that's just to get us set up so we all have the same picture that we're working with. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about, we are going to create what is called a circumcenter. And when we create this circumcenter, we are creating what is called a point of concurrency. I couldn't get it out. Let me try again. Point of concurrency. That is where a bunch of lines meet. So I'm going to sing you a song. Circumcenter, circumcenter, bisect all 3 sides. When you want to find the same distance to 3 points, you bisect all 3 sides. That's what a circumcenter is. It allows you to find the same distance to 3 different points. So let's look at this triangle we're looking at on this paper. Pretend A is a kid named Adam, and B is a kid named Brian, and C is a kid called Calvin. And they're playing capture the flag. I need to put that flag somewhere that's equidistant to all of them, right? It wouldn't be fair to put the flag right next to Adam and say, all right, everybody run towards it. So I got to figure out where is the point that is the same distance to all 3 of them. And that is what a circumcenter is. It is going to give us the same distance to all 3 points. Do you remember my song? What did it say to do? Bisect all 3 sides. I have to do a perpendicular bisector on all 3 sides. Do you remember how to do a perpendicular bisector? Well, let's do this. We're not doing the cheat method. We're doing all of these. So I'm going to come down to where it says construct, or circles rather, and I'm going to pick compass. And I'm going to pick compass so that it makes me pick 2 points. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to pick A and C, and I'm going to put the circle on A. I'm going to do that entire thing again. I'm going to pick A and C, and I'm going to pick C this time. And now we have our fish that we have, the fish football, whatever you want to call it. And remember, we connect those 2 points right there. Now, I'm going to do 2 other things that you might want to do as well. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to right-click this perpendicular bisector. I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to change its color to red so I can see it. Okay? Now, remember my song, bisect all 3 sides. That means we have to do this 3 different times. Do you know how messy my paper is going to look when I have to do this all 3 times? So let's go ahead and hide the circles that I just created. So I'm going to go over here. Do you see where we have our little gallery? So I'm going to click the little calculator. And you see where it says circle and circle? I'm just going to undarken those so I don't see them right now. Okay? They're not populating my paper. Now, circumcenter, circumcenter, bisect all 3 sides. I'm going to do it again for sides B and C, and I'm also going to do the same thing for sides B and A. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. You might want to fast forward because you know how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and pick C and B, and then pick circle C. I'm going to pick C and B again, but pick point B. And then I have my fish football, and I'm going to draw my line. So here's my line. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, which is I am going to right-click my line so that I can change it to be the color red. I am also going to go over to the gallery and scroll down and get rid of these circles so I don't see them. And lather, rinse, repeat. I'm going to do the exact same thing for letters A and B. And I'm going to put it on A. And then I'm going to do A and B. And I'm going to put the circle point on B this time. And I have my next fish football. I'm going to connect these dots. Lather, rinse, repeat. I am going to right click. I'm going to make my beautiful object red, and I am going to go to the gallery and I'm going to hide my other circles as well, just so they're kind of out of frame. Okay, we have found the point where they all intersected. I'm going to put a little point there. So I need to click on the circle thing and the triangle, and I'm going to hit the point. Then I'm going to put a point right there. How about it? Now, I'm looking at it. Remember, A is Adam, B is Brian, C is Calvin, and I'm asking myself, is letter J the flag? Is the flag really equidistant to A, B, and C so that when I say ready, set, go, they all have the same distance to run? Well, maybe you're putting your finger on your screen and kind of trying to measure, but you don't have to do that. What point do we know in geometry and in shapes? What shape, or rather point, we can draw so that we can confirm that this is the same distance to all 3 points? Well, you could draw a circle with a radius. So that radius is the same distance to any point on the circle, right? So let's draw a circle from where J, my point of concurrency, the circumcenter. Let's make sure that it is the same distance to C, to B, to A. So here's the next thing I'm going to draw. I'm going to do a circle, and I'm going to pick the letter J, and I'm going to pick the letter, any letter really. I can pick A, B, or C, but I'm going to pick C, and then I'm going to make J my center. Check it out. Look at that. J is to C as J is to A as J is to B. So Adam, Brian, and Calvin, they are running the same distance, and you have just proven it. Circumcenter, circumcenter, bisect all 3 sides. When you want to find the same distance to 3 points, you bisect all 3 sides. So what are the answers to the questions on my slides? What is the purpose of a circumcenter? It is to find a point that is the same distance to all 3 vertices of a triangle, or 3 specific points. So I like to say a circumcenter is a way to find the same distance from 1 point to 3 other points. Number 2, how can I confirm that I did my constructions correctly? I draw a circle where my point of concurrency, that circumcenter, in this case, letter J, my flag, that I draw a circle from that point to one of the vertices, and it should connect all 3 vertices on the outside. Did you see that? So again, a circumcenter allows me to find a point, in this case J, that is the same distance to 3 other points in a triangle, or rather the vertices of my triangle. Fantastic. How do I confirm it? I draw a circle where J is the center and one of my vertices is the radius, or the distance is the radius. And if I did it correctly, it should connect all 3 points, because you're confirming that J is the same to C as it is to A, as it is to B. One last thing you need to do, guys, for this particular activity. I need you to go back to calculator and show me the hot mess that you did to get to this situation. So all those circles that we hid because we didn't want to see them because it was making my paper too messy, now I want you to show them again so I can see that you did the exact same thing. Look at all this mess, but I can still see A, I can still see C, I can still see B, and I can still see my point of concurrency. I'm going to do a screenshot. In my case, I have a school laptop, so I'm going to pick the Windows, Shift, and S. If you have a school Chromebook, Shift and the little rectangle with 2 lines next to it can help you. And I'm going to go to my slide, wherever that is. I haven't made the slide yet. I little kind of didn't really tell you that. I shouldn't have shown you that, shouldn't I? So I'm going to put a new slide, and then I'm going to paste it. And that is going to show me that you did the homework assignment with a Circumcenter and all the mess that it entails. Okay, so that is the Circumcenter. I want you to answer the questions on the slide. I want you to do the GeoGeBra, and then I want you to turn that in on the Google Classroom. Have a good one, guys.